Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Perth Sevens. The Australians, after getting the victory over New Zealand, if they win this game, they are well and truly secure and through to the semi-finals. For the French, they were able to get themselves a win in their opening contest up against Great Britain, looking to make it 2 from 2 and continue their great group stage form that they had in Singapore. Looking through at the starting lineups, it is Delamere, Rebage, Boyer, Ben Miguel, Nelson Epe, who showed some real pace in that last fixture, Andy Timo, the captain, and Arto, last man on the starting field. Looking through at Australia, it is Henry Hutchinson, Aidan Akanayake, Ben Dalton, Ben Dowling, Wallace Charlie, Josh Turner, and Jaden Blake. So a few changes compared to what we saw in the first match for the Australians, but the structure will still be the same. They'll be looking to do exactly what they did up against the New Zealanders. But we are underway now, kicked off by France, going from left to right. Oh no, in fact, my apologies. It was Australia kicking off, France wearing the dark blue in this contest, Australia wearing the white with the green trim. Now going down the wing, Rebage with a brilliant run, fends off two, and tell you what, France are going to score within 25 seconds here. It's very nicely done. And that has to be one of the quickest tries of this competition thus far. Just getting over, scoring it early. And that will be a nice, easy conversion as well. The dream start for the French. Definitely with the fact that they didn't have the ball initially. It did slap off the hand of the Australians. Francis Stefan. I just got 3 ads. Says Jordan there. Let's go Australia, says Sock. And we have got there, how do we go from winning the first comp to getting screwed over by the referee, says Kiwi Rob. I think there's much more that's going wrong for the Kiwis than the referee's decisions. They just are looking a little bit rough in this competition thus far. But they'll bounce back. They'll want 5th place, be a minimum if they want any chance of finishing high in the overall standings. But yeah, they're just not quite looking that great at the moment. Let's be honest. Like, no side has been conceding that many tries up against Great Britain. And that's nothing against Great Britain. It's just the reality of it. That ball wasn't out, says Kiwi Rob. Though, of course, the best case scenario for New Zealand had it. If you're saying it wasn't out and it wasn't out, best case scenario would have been a draw going to Golden Point and then still probably ending up butchering it in the end. Nice run down the wing from Aidan Akanayake. He lands with his face right on the turf. Now short side attempted there from Ben Dalton. Not a lot of space to be able to work with. Josh Turner goes back across to the left-hand side. Wallace Charlie has Henry Hutchinson on his outside. Decides to use him now 5 metres inside of the 22. Across to right to Jaden Blake. Josh Turner, skip pass out wide. There should be a chance for the Aussies. Ben Dowling runs it into the corner. And it will be a firing back try from the Australians. The counter works. Now this game will sit 7 points to 5. Now we haven't had too many games of this round that have been separated by a decent margin. And it seems like once again that trend is going to continue here. G'day, Hamish wasn't expecting that result, says Studs Rays. Yeah, they started so well, the Kiwis. They got themselves 2 quick fire tries, and then from there it just seemed to go a little bit downhill for them. That kick has missed away to the side. It's going to make the score 7 points to 5. Now, Rugby World Cup 2023, 16-15, says Ruby. What's that to do with? Who said what? I assume that's because Stefan said that he's going for the French, right? Maybe. And we can see France running rampant, says Danielle. Well, they were in the group stage last week. They did extremely well. And they were able to win 3 from 3. If Australia lose, are they out? Not necessarily, because they got the win over New Zealand. So both of these sides still have a chance of making their way through. If Australia lose, though, it actually does open up the door for Great Britain to be able to sneak through. Just to say, everyone trying to make it about themselves, says Jordan. We have got there. Actually, never mind. Good night. I'm not watching this stuff. Sevens is dead. Look at the stands. You're probably looking at the wrong stand, though. Have you looked at the near side? Because everyone's in the shade. And that near side is where the stand is that gets predominantly the shade cover. So people are just trying not to fry in the sun, which makes perfect sense. I guess I'm going with France. There's Stefan there. Now, ball's going to be fed in by the French. Big push there from Australia at scrum time, but they will be penalised. Now, quick tap taken by Arto. Wasn't on the mark. Gets sent back by the referee. They'll be able to slow this one down. It looks like they're going to kick this one towards the touchline. Australia. Oh, no, I read that one about Australia. But yeah, it is a crucial game for both of these sides, just like that USA versus New Zealand game next in the women's. That is the one that we are covering on the channel. That's a big kick downfield. Too much on it, though, for France as he kicks it dead. Australia now will get themselves the scrum about 40 metres out from the French line. Yeah, that one will be a top-of-the-table clash, similar to what we see between South Africa and Fiji coming up in the near future. Should hopefully be a very solid game. Has he been allowed to play? Geez, he was out for so long. I think he's still out for a bit longer, up until maybe the end of February or early March. Shouldn't have a Fijian referee, considering Fiji is top of the rankings. See, here's Kiwi Rob. I don't think you can say his nationality is the reasoning behind the calls. Because, I mean, New Zealand, we've got a referee over there. Australia have a referee over there. You're saying that referees shouldn't be allowed to referee games not involving their sides? Or anyone in the competition that's a similar rank? Like, where are you going to get the referees from? Can you remember the 16-5 score in 2007? No, not at all. But that is going to be a try for Wallace Charlie here for the Australians. 1 second, we're going to add that onto the Australian tally. Big fend from Wallace Charlie to get rid of Nelson Epe. Like I mentioned, he had a huge amount of pace in that first contest for the French. Time just not quite able to drag down Charlie there. I say the Irish media is not happy. See, Xander. See, I haven't actually seen anything from the Irish media. I've only seen, like, when I've gone on, like, any social media, and it's going to sound bad, and I don't mean for it to sound bad, but I haven't actually seen any Irish people complaining about how Ireland played. I've only heard South Africans talking about how Ireland played. But I'd assume that the Irish probably are not happy. I just haven't actually seen any articles from them. But it's all been South Africa saying that Ireland are bad. So it's been a tricky one to navigate. I've tried to find some stuff out, but it's buried amongst the rest of the slaughtering of the Irish in terms of the comments made. Going off to the left-hand side, 20 seconds remaining in this first half. Still 10 points to 7 in favour of the Australians here. Missed both of their conversions. 15-6, says Ruby. And what time is the semi-final tomorrow? So the semi-final is early morning in South African time. I think it's at about maybe 8 a.m. That's going to be a great run down the wing from Ben Dowling. He will score try number 2 in this contest. And it gives the Australians a bit more of a lead now. And that's a crucial time to score. And this makes this group very interesting. Because theoretically, Great Britain and Australia could go through. And France could miss out. But of course, that's New Zealand versus France, the last game of the group. So it's all going to be very confusing for this group overall. But Australia move up to 15. Some nice tightrope working or walking from Ben Dowling down the short side. I'm saying that you shouldn't have someone that has been convicted of drunk driving, says Kiwi Rob. So how does being drunk while driving affect refereeing? You're saying that he's drunk while he's out there on the field? Like, where's the comparison? Going off to the left-hand side. That one's going to stay away to the side of the post, making the score 15 points to 7 at this stage. Australians, they actually really like playing in Perth. I will mention last year they made it through to the final. They were defeated by Argentina in the end in that one. But it's going to probably come down to whoever... I would say if Australia win this game, whoever wins out of Fiji or South Africa, the loser will play up against Australia. Can Australia kick? Not really well at the moment. They are scoring a lot of their tries out wide though, so I feel like that's making it a little bit more challenging. France beat Oz last week, I think, says Hanoi. Yeah, I think they did in the group stage, didn't they? Because France with 3 wins from 3. They also beat New Zealand in that group stage, the French. Come back, France, you can, says Stefan. Yeah, they are no way out of this game at the moment. Only 8 points separating these two teams. And those missed conversions from Australia could rule very costly as it goes on. I think I'll be a reasonable referee if I'm drunk. But it may slow the game down, says Ruby. I think the hardest part would be the running around. There's a lot of kilometres that you got to cover being a referee. Definitely in sevens, you're doing pretty much the full length of the field time and time again. I imagine if you're intoxicated, that's going to be the worst possible time. Definitely in the heat. 36 degrees Celsius. You'd be probably needing a lot of water. And greasy food, that would probably help a little bit. Second half of this contest about to get underway. We've just seen that one try from the French. That was Jocelyn and Bourrier. And then Ben Dowling got 2. And Wallace Charlie got the other. We're seeing someone dancing as a brick wall. Oh no, they're the yellow brick road. Never mind. And that was Dorothy. That was a hard one to say. Do you drink, Hamish? See, as an I drink a lot of water on these streams. We're going through, I think this is my second bottle of this for today. And I think I'm going to need a third. I don't know how much is a safe amount of water to consume for a 24-hour period, but we're about to find out. Josh Turner now going with the pass on the outside of Wallace Charlie down the wing. Henry Hutchison back across to the right-hand side. Dowling with the spin. Now, spinning backwards there. That was a bit of an interesting play from Jaden Blake. He would have been very dizzy had he done that 2 or 3 more times. Back across to the right. 6.5 minutes now remaining on the clock. Going straight through the gap for Australia. It's going to be a foot race, and it should be won by Ben Dalton. Rebage will not catch him, and the Australians, now that takes firm control of this contest, and that may just about book them a spot in the home semi-final. That one, he runs it round as well, making it a nice, easy kick. 22 points to 7 in favour of the Australians. Pakistan are struggling in the T20. I saw that the Netherlands got was it 140 or somewhere around there. If Pakistan lose that opening game, that would be really bad. But it would also show why Australia want to play Hong Kong, China in the Men's Rugby World Cup. Because you don't want to lose the first game of your tournament. If I was a ref, it would be 1980s rules. Says Sock there. Australia have never topped their pool in Perth, but have reached the final in both previous events held here, including that most recent one up against the Argentines. They don't have to worry about the Pumas in that final, as Argentina looking like getting knocked out extremely early here. Right, some deep breaths being taken. On these two sides, we currently see one of the players who just made his way off the field is in front of that big fan. Just trying to cool these players down as they make their way off. Could the Blitzbox play Australia? They could theoretically. If Australia beat GB and if South Africa lose to Fiji, that is the likely scenario, would be in Australia versus South Africa head-to-head. But more than likely, I don't know if I see South Africa losing to Fiji at the moment. It's a very tricky game to predict, and I am going to be doing a preview of that match. I'll probably end up filming that during the gap that I've got in between the next 2 games. Well, that one's kicked out on the full from Dowling. Mistake made from Australia off the restart. Gives France the free kick on the halfway line. But the next game that we have got on the channel, it is going to be starting at around 10:15 p.m. New Zealand time. So that is in what must be 35 minutes time. And that is going to be New Zealand versus USA. And the woman. And that one will determine top of the table. And if USA win that game, more than likely, New Zealand will play Australia in the semi-final rather than the final. But now France on the halfway line, looking to cut their way through. Another good tackle made by Henry Hutchison. Referee getting asked for a penalty. And the worst thing is, he's saying that he was hit high, the referee. Or sorry, not the referee saying that, but the Frenchman is saying that. And the referee has actually penalised him. I love sports history. Ruth says Ruby. Now it looks like a sub is about to be made for the Australians. Still 4.5 minutes remaining in this fixture. You have to say that it is pretty much on the side of the Australians. But again, 4.5 minutes, an extremely long time in a game of sevens. The big thing that has helped Australia, though, is the fact that their kicking's been terrible, but they got 1 kick over, which then means that France, they do need to score 2 tries and something. Netherlands are 3 wickets away from winning, but how many runs away are Pakistan? Because that might be the difference. If they're 3 wickets away from winning, but they're 2 runs away from Pakistan chasing it down, it could be a different story. Now ready to throw it in for Josh Turner. Goes to the front. That ball's going to be dropped. And now the option of either the line out or the scrum feed here for the French. 34 and 3.3 overs. Oh, that is a bit difficult, isn't it? 34 and 3.3 overs. See, that's 21 balls for 34 runs. They got any set batsmen, Paddy? Looks like a couple more changes are now being made for the French. They just need something to happen big here. I will mention no Steven Perez-Martin. Seems to be having a massive impact on the way that the side is playing from the 9 position or the halfback role. Nope, no set batsman. Afridi, is he still out there? Update the score, please, says African Stories. There we go. All it is just an update of the time, but 22 points to 7 is still the way that it stands. I actually updated it a couple minutes ago, but because I didn't put my mouse in the right spot, it didn't update, which is very annoying. But now going with the backline movement out to the short side. Desai kicking in behind, and it's going to become a foot race between Desai and Charlie. Charlie takes it, though. Now dragged down just out. Oh, that's a forward pass. Or at least it looked like it was going to be. Yes, the referee now calls it, and France have themselves an attacking scrum position. One's 1 from 3, and the other hasn't faced ball. And greatness, Aussie crushing here. Says Xander. Yeah, they've been in the last 2 finals in Perth, so obviously using that home field advantage to their advantage. Yes, Freddie is out there now. Okay, Henry Hutchinson just having a bit of a conversation there with Nick Hogan, making sure that he knows what he's doing at scrum time. Wallace Charlie, he at least attempted the pass from going down, but it is going to be France's ball. 3 minutes remaining. Still 15 points separating these two sides. You have to say that this one is almost gone for Les Bleus. Going off to the left-hand side. Nice looping around play from Artaud. Now back across to the right-hand side. Finds the hands of the captain, Andy Timo. Oh, not the best offload there, but Jordan Sefo manages to take it. Loose ball. Lost backwards by the French. Again, just trying to find themselves a little bit of rhythm here. They right back to the halfway line now, though, for France. And put under immense pressure from the Australians. 2.5 minutes remaining. Cross to the left once more. So we have a lot of work to do, but they're going to still try and get back into this contest. Little stutter step there from the French down the wing. Coming back inwards. It's about 5 players all going for the same block. So if they can get it away to the right-hand side, this could be try time for the French. Now one more pass. Offload from the hands to Jordan Sefo. A great low tackle made by Henry Hutchison, but it won't stop them from scoring. As it is Bosmurin who does score it. France get back into this game just that little bit. And again, they are not completely out of this game. If they get within 7, that also benefits them because they'll get the bonus point. 70% chance Netherlands will win, according to Google Predictor. I did see at the start of the innings, because I was looking at the Sevens odds just to see how they were shaping up. I saw that Netherlands were $12 underdogs in there. So for them to win would be massive. That kick has gone over from France as well. Now they've got 80 seconds remaining to try and get 8 points. Bare minimum, they need another point of some sort. That could be an extra time, says Mohadin. Now ready to kick it off for France. Yet again, cricket is a funny game, to be honest. It is. And one wicket can completely change it. That hurts France there. Momentum changed, going back in favour of Australia. Kicked out on the full from the French off kickoff. Massive for Bud B, the bookie, says Sock. And Pakistan may have spotted those odds. The change of innings. Oh, bit of controversy, eh? To be fair, very good odds. But, yeah. Hope not. Hope this one's not rigged. 50 seconds remaining now. Josh Turner's told to use it. For Australia, and they will just look to close out this game with a majority of the possession, although they may be able to get themselves one more try if they are... Oh, what a bit of pace that is. They will score another try. This time it is Hadley Tonga who does score it. And just like that, they will not just win this game, but they will win it relatively comfortably now for the Australians. We'll go like that, and we'll go like that, and that should just about be this game now. Hadley Tonga down the wing. Australia didn't decide to go defensive with their mindset. They just continued attacking, trying to find that next try opportunity, and Tonga has done just that. Never knew Canada plays cricket. And on the bench with the tight shorts on, he's coming on now, says Xander. That kick has gone over. 4 seconds now remaining in this matchup. Like I mentioned, the next game that I am going to be covering will be that matchup between it's actually New Zealand, USA on the women's sevens. And that will determine who is qualifying number 1 in that group. Oh, it's a really hard landing for Aiden Akanayaki, and it looks like it's going to be a double blow of the whistle. This might be a yellow card for France, but hopefully Aiden Akanayaki is all right, because that was really an ugly collision. Oh, he's back up on his feet. I think he landed high on that shoulder. I was looking very good, flicking over to watch Pakistan versus Netherlands. Sayers studs race. Oh, he hasn't really landed on his shoulder. He's landed on his head. But he's all right by the looks of it, which is fantastic. And that is going to be, by the sounds of it, the end of the game. So a bit of a weird way for it to close out. But 29-14 in favour of Australia. They are through now, guaranteed to the semi-finals. It's just the question of who will be the other side that do make their way through. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. Next one in around 25 minutes' time. Before then, I'm hoping to film that preview for that Fiji versus South Africa match, although we may run out of time just a little bit. I thank you all very much for tuning in. I will see you all for the next one.